My dad told me to choose between his family and my dead mom's family, then acted shocked when I chose the people who never tried to erase her. 2 months later, the same man said okay when I told him they were coming to my graduation. That one word took 12 years to happen. My mom died when I was 5. I still remember her yellow dress, coconut lotion, library book smell, and feeling safe at my grandparents' house. After the funeral, my grandparents, aunt, and uncles basically held me together. For 2 years, Dad brought me there every weekend. We were one unit then. When I was 8, Dad met my stepmom. She moved in fast with her 2 kids. Later, they had 2 more. Our house went from quiet to crowded, and I went from his whole world to oldest kid who should adjust. The break started with my mom's family barbecue. Dad wanted to bring his new girlfriend and her kids. My grandma said they were still grieving and needed time. Dad heard rejection, not pain. He cut them off, blocked calls, and told me nothing. On my 9th birthday, I waited by the window for my grandparents. They never came. A week later, I found the Lego set they mailed me in the garage trash. They went to court for visitation. It got ugly. Dad called them snakes. Judge ordered a compromise. Every 3 months, 4 hours, 16 hours a year with the only people who said my mom's name out loud. At home, there were no photos of her, no stories, no room for grief. By 12, Dad was guilt-tripping me before every visit. It's unfair to your siblings. Tell them you won't go unless everyone is invited. I said, they aren't their grandparents. He yelled, in this house, we do ours. Senior year started, and he called me into the living room. Stepmom sat on his chair arm like backup. You're almost 18, he said. When you graduate, pick us or them. Then he folded his arms. Then he stared like I'd blink first. Next, I heard my own voice, steady and flat. I choose them. Again, silence, heavy, sharp, endless. Then he whispered, what did you just say? I said, you told me to choose. I chose. He exploded. No graduation money, no college help, no party. Stepmom jumped in. You're choosing people you see 16 hours a year? I said, I'm choosing people who don't control who I'm allowed to love. After that, the house felt like a morgue. Dad left rooms when I entered. Stepmom talked around me like I was furniture. Dad's relatives flooded my DMs saying I was abandoning little kids. That part hurt because I love my siblings, but I could see what he was doing, using children as shields for his pride. I stayed late at school, hid in the library with headphones, and sometimes just sat there to breathe. I called my grandma. She cried and said her door was open the second I needed it. I told her this wasn't her fault. She and Grandpa had blamed themselves for years, thinking one yes at that barbecue could have fixed everything. It wouldn't have. Dad turned every boundary into a weapon. About 3 weeks later, Dad asked to talk in the kitchen. No yelling, just tired. He said he felt like he lost Mom, then lost me. I told him I wasn't choosing them over us. I was refusing to abandon half of myself. I asked why Mom had no photos in our house, why her name killed every conversation. He had no answer. Then I told him about the Lego set in the trash. He looked stunned and said he didn't remember. Somehow that hurt more. We talked for 2 hours. He admitted he felt judged by my grandparents and attacked instead of dealing with it. For the first time, he listened. He finally said, I shouldn't have put you in that position. Things didn't magically heal, but they softened. Then I got into my top college, 3 hours away, with a decent scholarship. My grandparents screamed on the phone. Dad hugged me and said he was proud of me. No conditions attached. Later, he asked if my grandparents were coming to graduation. I said yes. He paused, then said, okay, now we're doing one small dinner after graduation at my grandparents' place. Dad, stepmom, and siblings are coming too. It's awkward, not warm, but real. Dad started therapy. I'm spending summer with my grandparents before college. My siblings and I are still close. I don't hate my dad. I don't hate my stepmom. I just won't erase my mother to make other people comfortable. If love requires me to delete myself, that isn't love. So tell me in the comments, was I wrong for choosing myself and both sides of my family instead of his ultimatum?